here on X today. Now I know y'all wondering, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Now he stated one of the co-founders of the new league is following Caitlin Clark. See the pictures below. This is interesting.
Check this out then. That list that follows. It's not at all random. This CEO, he only has little more than 1,000 followers. Then, in the same week, he adds Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark, and her foundation. No, that's a move. Grady Barnett, a co-founder of Project B, the Saudi-backed women's basketball league, is the person carrying out the following. And everything is about to change in this league. The important thing is that Barnett is more than just an influencer. He's a real executive using money to create a serious sports enterprise that the WNBA can't even match. He is not a fan of these athletes because he follows them.
Yes, he's not just following. He's not just, this is serious business here, bro. And Caitlin Clark is a recent follow. See, this is a recent. These two are recent, bro. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. Joelle Lloyd. Now, her signing was announced yesterday. God.
There's a pattern here. Barnett is after more than just Caitlin Clark. You can see that he is deliberately focusing on specific players by looking at his Instagram. Alyssa Thomas, Jewel Lloyd, and Sophie Cunningham. These are the most well-known and successful players in the WNBA. Furthermore, time is crucial. Following the unveiling of Project B back in December, the following appeared. But here's the thing, no players have yet made a public commitment. What's telling is this. These relationships are one way. Barnett is not being followed back by Caitlin. Sophie or anyone else he is aiming for isn't either. That is precisely what you would anticipate during a negotiation. While the executives work, the athletes are free to deny anything.
When it comes to women's basketball, similar to how Caitlin Clark was. When Caitlin Clark came, it was a big splash. That's how this Project B is about to be. It's about to be a splash so big. It's going to fix the Caitlin Clark pipe. It's going to fix the women's basketball because the interest is there. It's just not entertaining to watch. And what is one of the main things that can fix entertainment?
What is the purpose of Project B, then? It's not just another startup that will go out of business after a season. Saudi funds are supporting this league. The same funds were used to develop LV Golf, which essentially overnight turned that sports industry upside down. LV Golf began to provide contracts that were guaranteed for between $50 and $200 million. Players on the PGA Tour who have made between $5 and $10 million in total had to make a difficult choice. Imagine that same sum of money in women's basketball. The WNBA's maximum salary for the next season is $200. As a rookie, Clark earned $76,000 despite drawing sizable crowds and selling a ton of jerseys. The total value of her 4-year contract is around $30. These figures are going to appear extremely tiny.
I truly believe that this co-founder is about to possibly sign Caitlin Clark. So for all the people saying what they want about Saudi Arabia, about all these different said things, I'm here to tell you, I believe not only Caitlin is going to sign, Sophie is going to sign as well.
There is no collective bargaining agreement in place for Project B. They are not required to adhere to salary caps. They are free to offer anything they like. And that's a lot of money for someone like Caitlin Clark, who sells more jerseys than anybody else in women's sports and receives higher TV ratings than some NBA games. There are rumors that Project B is preparing to offer its big signings $510 million. For comparison, that would rank Caitlin Clark among the top-paid female basketball players worldwide. She might be earning more than whole WNBA teams. It's interesting that Project B games would take place during the WNBA off-season, meaning that players could theoretically participate in both. WNBA players typically fly to leagues in Turkey, Russia, and China to earn extra money, but the league claims to be the greatest off-season destination.
It's currently working out, getting ready for the 2026 season. Now, something that stuck out to me that someone sent me, shout out to the homeboy Mike over at Twitter, is this CEO and co-founder of Project B. This guy right here is a serious businessman. He's not just the internet guy. He's a serious guy and somebody you definitely want to pay attention.
These aren't hyperbole, though. Recall that Caitlin joined the WNBA in April of last year. The league had a 23% increase in attendance. Her jersey became the fastest selling in WNBA history, and TV ratings for Fever games increased by 400. The Fever used to play in partially empty arenas, but now all of their home and away games are sold out. Caitlin Clark is more than just a skilled player, as Project B is aware. She is a phenomena in culture. Getting a good guard is not the only benefit of signing her. It provides them with immediate credibility, media attention, and a devoted following that will follow her everywhere. Additionally, everyone else is likely to sign if Caitlin does. Because Sophie Cunningham would be playing with her friend, she is more likely to sign. Sue Bird and other veterans may come out of retirement for one final large payout. Stars from throughout the world would seize the chance. The market might be unlocked with just one signature.
Sign as well. Now, Caitlin Clark, I didn't check to see is Caitlin Clark following him. Let's see. Let's see who's following him. There I go, following him. Let's check Caitlin. No, Caitlin's not following him. Let's do Sophie.
Now, let's discuss the elephant in the room. The human rights record of Saudi Arabia and the potential backlash against any player who signs with Project B. Lev Golf experienced the same thing. The athletes were accused of sports washing and boosting Saudi Arabia's reputation while disregarding the country's prohibitions on free speech, women's rights, and LGBTQ rights. It's considerably more difficult for female basketball players. The WNBA has always been a progressive league that promotes women's empowerment, LGBTQ rights, and social justice. Many athletes, such as Brittany Gurrier and Breanna Stewart, are openly gay. The 2020 season was devoted to social justice, and the league wore Black Lives Matter warm-ups. Now, a league supported by Saudi Arabia is offering these same players enormous sums of money. Really, it doesn't make sense. Can you take millions from a nation where women were not allowed to drive until they were 20 years old and still support women's rights? Can you play in a league supported by a government that outlaws homosexuality and still be an advocate for LGBTQ equality? However, this is what the players are likely to say. Why are female basketball players held to a higher moral standard than their male counterparts? For years, NBA players have played preseason games in Abu Dhabi and accepted Saudi money without facing the same criticism. In the end, the PGA Tour took Saudi investment and merged with LE Golf. American businesses trade billions of dollars with Saudi Arabia. It's a good point, then. Male athletes are able to keep politics and business apart. They can simply state, "I'm just playing basketball." Why should Caitlin Clark have to resolve political issues in the Middle East before taking a paycheck? Additionally, WNBA players have spent years competing in totalitarian nations. Diana Taurasi earned more than $15 million while performing in Russia. In Russia, Brittany Gurrier was actually imprisoned. They have participated in competitions in the Middle East, China, and Turkey. The money is now large enough to generate headlines, but that's the only difference. Caitlin Clark is 22 years old. She is currently the world's most well-known female basketball player. She will receive roughly $338,000 over the course of her current 4-year WNBA contract. For 3 months of work, Project B is purportedly promising at least $10 million. It's obvious. $10 million is treasure for future generations. Your family will be financially secure for life thanks to that. She can still play in the WNBA during the regular season, but there will be a lot of criticism. Social media will take off. Sponsors may experience anxiety. The WNBA may put pressure on her to say no. There is more to this than just basketball. It's a decision that will define your career. The timing is also very intriguing. Caitlin's freshman season recently ended. She witnessed the physicality of the WNBA. The income, the travel schedule, and the fact that she earns less than an NBA benchmark despite being the biggest star in the league. She is aware that during the off-season, seasoned athletes take up second employment. Project B is providing an alternative. A league in which the top players receive compensation commensurate with their contributions. Whether or not the offer is alluring is not the question. The question is whether Caitlin is prepared to face the repercussions of accepting. There is no turning back after she signs. She takes on the role of spokesperson for Saudi investment in women's sports. Additionally, Project B will simply give the money to someone else if she declines. Someone will say, yes. Everything shifts after the first domino falls. Watch what transpires, then. Keep an eye out for minor clues and shifts in social media usage. Keep an eye out for athletes who are keeping quiet about their plans for the off-season. Something is taking place. These followers on Instagram are not arbitrary. The talks are genuine. Similar to men's golf, women's basketball is about to undergo a financial revolution. Who signs first and what happens to everyone else are the only questions.